Fourth part of our series examines Napoleon in love. Sigmund Freud did a lot of psychoanalysis on Napoleon, particularly on his love life. It was a bit of a obsession. Now, Napoleon, before he got married, dated around, but he liked to propose to women to literally figure out where his social standing was. It was kind of like me deciding, hey, I'll ask Beyonce to see if she'll marry me to figure out if I'm as famous as Jay-Z. Never quite sure who his father was, he viewed cheating and marriage differently. He ends up marrying Rose de Bohonnes from the French colony of Martinique in the Caribbean. She, in history, takes the name Josephine. She's an older woman. Napoleon is 26, she's 33. However, on the wedding certificate, they both lied and said that they were 28. Figured they'd meet in the middle. Josephine had two children already. However, she's never going to be able to produce another child, partly due to her age when she gets married with Napoleon. She cheats throughout this entire story, and everyone knew about it. The British literally put it on the front pages of their newspapers because they hated Napoleon so much. Whenever their spies would find out who her lover was, it would be front page news. Napoleon was a little bit later to the party, but he didn't seem to mind knowing that his wife was a serial cheat, as long as it wasn't admitted by her and as long as it wasn't really public. This fits Sigmund Freud's theory. Napoleon is best explained as having a mother complex, an obsession about his mother, for it's his mother that Josephine resembles the most, both in older, the fact that she was a cheater, and his obsession with kind of pleasing her. Plans were often disrupted by those telling him that Josephine was having an affair with someone. Those people were typically not rewarded. Instead, they were oftentimes demoted for making public what Napoleon deep down in his heart already knew. But Napoleon is not innocent in this either. After he becomes emperor, he will take a number of mistresses across a number of countries. He also regularly threatens to divorce Josephine, but he's never willing to pull the trigger. One redeeming quality about this woman, Josephine, was that she loved animals, particularly her pug, Fortune. Fortune went with her wherever she went and slept in the same bed wherever and whenever she was sleeping in it. Napoleon even at one point remarked that that dog had taken a bite out of his hindquarters at an unpleasant moment. Napoleon, however, gave her whatever she wanted, including a menagerie of animals at their estate, flying in, boating in animals from Australia to please his wife. That's partly because he was romantic. When he was younger, he wrote a number of romance novels that got a little bit steamy at times, and whose main characters were clearly all about him. But Josephine, even for a romantic, is the definition of excess. For instance, she bought 900 dresses every single year. Keep into account that there's only 365 days in a year, which means she's never going to re-wear a dress, and she's going to have to change into two, sometimes three dresses a day just to be able to wear all of her new dresses. Marie Antoinette, the queen who said, "Let them eat cake" for the starving people of Paris, she bought 170 per year, making Josephine extremely excessive. Somehow even worse, she averaged 1,000 pairs of gloves to be purchased every single year, wearing an average of 2.7 pairs per day without ever repeating. Napoleon figured he couldn't do anything about this. He held the view that women were incapable of staying within a budget. In fact, all of his views on women were terrible. He thought of women as completely without honor, malicious, deceivers, and liars. However, Napoleon himself was really into fashion. Rarely will you see a bad portrait or a bad image of him, as he cared very much about his appearance. He also cared about the fashion and appearance of others. It's well known that when he disapproved of someone's outfit, he would purposefully spill food and ink on their clothes so that they would be forced to change or never wear it again. Both Napoleon and Josephine regularly spied on each other. Josephine at one point even worked for Napoleon's enemies, tried to tell them his movements. She did this to get feedback back from them when Napoleon was going to come after some of her lovers. By the time they're married, however, Josephine will be too old to have children with Napoleon. There are multiple rumors of bastards being sired by Napoleon and his mistresses. However, Napoleon will never recognize any of them as his own. There's even a wide held belief that Napoleon sired a child with Josephine's younger sister. However, Napoleon and Josephine will never have children of their own, which will eventually lead to their divorce later on.